Hello everyone, my name is Ronald French, and I am a reverend, and soon to be pastor of my own church, which I founded, so it gives me the right to call myself pretty much anything I want, I guess. However, I'm not doing this alone. I have officers of the corporation and board members, or immediate board members. The board members that I've been initially elected have to be for a further development. But at the moment, we're still at the officer stage of access sanctuary and chapels. So what about my reverency? Some subcultures or groups or organizations, they have a real hard-on for people who have a prefix or a title to their name. And it's usually held with a lot of contempt, a lot of, they say it as if they were molested by the Catholic priests themselves. Let's use that analogy. And the word pretentiousness comes out a lot. Now, if you call yourself a high priest or high priestess or the head gobbledygook of whatever, and if you're not a part of a tradition and you're a solitary person, then how are you a high priest of whatever? So that I understand what the argument's from, because you bump into a lot of people who call themselves magister or whatever title. Commonly known in some groups as the grand poobah status. Now I have a reverency thing, and it's kind of misconstrued as being pretentious. Now why did I say it's misconstrued? Well, if you don't know what I am, or who I am, let's go from there. Who am I? I am Ronald French. I'm a reverend with the Universal Life Church out of Modesto, which is a very liberal church, and they'll appoint anybody pretty much, if you ask, to be a reverend. Now, what makes me so special, and I put it on my name, I belong to over about 60 groups. In all of them, I go from demonology, demonology, Wiccan, witches, pagan, Satanism, you name it, I'm there. Temple of Ra, all kinds. And I'll have the reverency there. Why? Am I some type of super duper brainiac type of guy? If I was, let me know, because I have no clue. I don't think so, though. I don't consider myself smart. I really consider myself resourceful. With that in hand, what makes me so special to put my reverend on there? Well, in the state of Florida, if I sign the paperwork of your marriage certificate, you are now considered wed. And it's legal. So why would I put my name on? Well, I told you, I'm a member of 60 plus groups, social groups, you name it, all minority. And would you go to a Catholic church or a Baptist church if you're a pagan, witch, or a Satanist? Should you follow the guise of the wedding or embrace the legal, the state viewpoint of legalization of your marriage? So, bottom line in the matter is, I'm letting people know I'm a reverend. Now, if you need to get married in the state of Florida, you know where to find me, and you know I'm a reverend. Now, a group of people out of, in a nutshell, out of spite and I would call it a practice or group movement of being silly, they all became reverends from the mystical church or something, and all these other little springboard churches popped up doing the same thing, like the ULC Modesto. Well, they did it just so that they could do it and show, hey, I could do it too. Yeah, but I did mine in 1999. So I got you beat by timeline. Makes me super special. But I put myself on as a registered member with the Universal Life Church Modesto, and I do marry people. Anyone who wants to be married can be married by me. And the state of Florida says I can. So with that said and done, yes, I'm a reverend. And yes, I market myself out to the minority belief system. Why? I happen to start an organization that is a universal and coexist movement, and it's a sanctuary. We take in minority belief systems. So I'm practicing what I preach. So anyone who has a real hard up or hard on or focused on me for my pretentiousness, well, I got my shit covered. So if you out there in the world of Florida, and you are a minority belief system, and you wish to be married, look me up. You know where to find me. I'm everywhere. And just to let you know, that's where it stands. Now, when Access Sanctuary Chapels breaks ground into fruition, and we have our buildings, then my ULC status will still be the same, but I would never need them at that point because I would be recognized as a physical church in the state of Florida, and the board of and the board members would elect me as not only as a pastor for that church, which is kind of a more managementorial title than religious, but I would also be ordained as a minister through my own organization that I created. And you can debate that all you want. In fact, I kind of wish some would, because in fruition it's kind of hard to argue when you have something that's a reality versus this internet virtuality. Ooh, virtuality. So anyways, this is a kind of like a PSA about my reverency, since there's always sometimes a question about who's a reverend and who's not, and always an opinionated person who's not just opens their mouth the biggest. So, you know, I understand it, you know, because I do bump into people who come across with a certain title and don't use it, you know. And in my defense, I actually advertise out to be using it. You go to the ULC Modesto website and you look up registered ministers in your area, look up Florida, and you'll find me. So, and yes, I have no problem marrying people. Basically, to me, it doesn't matter what you believe in. I, as a servant with this title of reverend, the servant part of it would be that I am to help you get what you need done. And not to sound like a politician, but I'm for the people. But I'm also mostly for the people of the minority belief system. That's what I'm pushing for. And it's a broad brush. It's across the board. You know, I got people who are Jedi, Sith. I have, you know, all kinds. And we have over 40 or 50 belief systems represented on Access Sanctuary and Chapels online. And so, bottom line of the matter is, again, if you're in the state of Florida, if you want to get married, and you want to do it your way, but you want to get married by a minister and not some type of public notary or justice of the peace or whoever, you want your wedding to be yours, then by all means, give me a holler. That's what I'm for. So anywho, that's what this little video is about. A little clarity about my reverency status if you go to things like pagan space or whatnot. You know, I have a very open mind towards other belief systems because I'm exposed to a lot of that stuff. And doing what I'm doing with Access, there's no other choice but to be exposed to all of it. You know, and I'll be doing more videos with other questions of other belief systems and having other people step up and represent their beliefs. So that's going to be a fun thing to do too. You know, like what's the difference between a Wicca and a witch? What's the difference between a pagan and a neo-pagan? You know, aren't you all the same? You know, these type of things. Don't answer me now. I'll be doing my Reverend Ron YouTube clip shortly, probably today. So anyway, that's the scope. That's pretty much the scoop. What's going on with the Reverend title? So if anyone has a question about it, well, there's your answer. And in my wallet, ironically enough, I keep my little ID cards I got from ULC, stating that I am a Reverend, just in case there's ever a question. But again, in the state of Florida, it is almost equal in its liberal views about a church. In other words, it doesn't matter. As long as I am a minister recognized by a church, the wedding is legal. Now, if you want a baptism or you want a funeral, again, it's your show. And I have no problem speaking for the person who's deceased or whatever the case may be. That's not pretentious. That's just being a servant for the people, and I don't see a problem with it, especially with a marriage thing. And for you out there who are into the same-sex marriages, and once Florida makes it legal, And I hate to tell you this, but I got the impression the snowball in hell chance, but if it ever does look me up, I'll marry you too. I'm an equal opportunity marrying person. I'll marry anybody. That's what I'm here for. So that's the scoop. So my reverency title is predominantly for marriage and to help people get on their way to be married. So if you're in the Southwest Florida area, boom. And if you're not, well, you can fly me, drive me, or whatever over. I don't know, I'll do it too. So anyways, you guys take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.